Hi there, and welcome back to All Things College, an informative public access show about going to college and issues relating to university and college life. Our show is brought to you by College for Me Androscoggin, which is a regional collaborative helping to increase college aspirations and attainment in Central Maine. And All Things College is a production of the University of Southern Maine's Lewiston-Auburn College. I'm your host, Dan Philbrick, and for the next half hour, our show will be focusing on financial aid, because going to college can be expensive, but there are many programs available to help you pay for college. I'm joined today by two people which have, I've counted 37 years of combined experience with financial aid. And I'd like to welcome Trisha Malloy, Outreach Representative of the Finance Authority of Maine.
Thank you.
And David Mahoney, who is Associate Director of Financial Services at Bates College. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
I'm hoping that both of you will be able to help us answer a lot of questions that parents and students and family members have about the financial aid process and what programs are available out there. So let's get started, because we have lots of questions in a half an hour to get through. Now, do all colleges require parents and students to fill out certain forms?
All colleges that offer federal financial aid require financial aid forms, and most students of a traditional age need to have their parents' information on those forms as well.
Okay. And what are the types of forms?
There are two primary forms. The form for federal financial aid is called the FAFSA. That stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. And then some schools require the CSS profile form or an additional institutional form.
Okay. Well, let's take them one at a time. What is the FAFSA? And it's going to be a very difficult thing for me to pronounce. I don't deal with it every day like you two. So, but what is the FAFSA?
The FAFSA is an acronym that stands for Free Application for Federal Student Aid. It's basically the federal financial aid application. Nearly all schools are going to use it, and that's is used to determine a student's eligibility for federal aid, for state aid, and at some schools also for their institutional forms of aid if they offer it.
Okay. So how does it work? I imagine there's a form to fill out available, and is it like a paper form? Is it online?
Actually, the FAFSA is available online at fafsa.gov. It is a free process to fill out the FAFSA form. There are paper copies available, but we do highly recommend that families use the electronic version. It's an easier process to use the electronic version than the paper version, and it's processed much more quickly.
I was going to say, is it quicker?
Much more quickly, okay. Yes. And so that's available. Again, it's a government site, so it's fafsa.gov, and it's available on January 1st of each year.
Okay. And when you log in to do it, do you need something like, do you register? Do you create an account?
Yes, actually you do create an account, and then you would need a signature to sign the form electronically. So the student needs, it's called a PIN, which is the personal identification number, okay. And it's a signature on the electronic FAFSA. So the student needs one, and at least one parent in the household needs one.
Okay. And let's say what's the age? I mean, if, let's say my parents are, I'm 35 and I'm going back to school, when don't you need like an additional signature?
There's actually a section on the form called the dependency status section, and there are 10 questions in that section that determine whether you need to provide parental information. Okay. The average age that a student becomes independent is 24 years old. Okay. So, but it does have to be based on the questions and the way that they're asked.
Okay. Now, and if they are of the age where you need a parent's signature, do you need both parents' signature?
One parent. One parent.
So if the parents are divorced, it's up to the student to.
If the parents are divorced, then the parent, the parent that would provide the information is what's referred to as the custodial parent. Okay. And so that's generally the parent with which the student lives, or sometimes students will split their time between households equally. Then the definition would be the parent that provides more than half of the support for the student. It could be even, 4951 or something like that, but it's necessary if the parents are divorced or separated. It's necessary for the student applicant to determine who the custodial parent is, and it's that parent who provides information on the FAFSA and who would sign the FAFSA. In the case of the FAFSA, the non-custodial parent would not provide any information. In the case where the custodial parent is remarried, so that the student then has a step-parent, that step-parent, the custodial parent's spouse, would also provide parent information on the FAFSA. So students sometimes need to think of the FAFSA in terms of their FAFSA family for the purposes of filling it out. But those definitions are explained in the instructions, and of course if students have questions they should talk to the schools where they're thinking of going, or folks at FAME or who can provide assistance with that.
Okay, so the signature is the PIN, what they've referred to as the PIN.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now when should you fill out the FAFSA?
The FAFSA should be completed as soon after January 1st as possible, the year that you're going to school for the first time. And then after that, each year, it should be filled out as early as possible in January. So it's not a one-time process. It does need to be done each year for the following school year. Most schools, most colleges and universities do have a financial aid filing deadline or priority filing date, and those tend to fall in the February to March timeframe. Not all of them, but a good majority do. So we do encourage families to get it done as early as they can to have the most access to aid possible.
All right.